Most businesses spend a lot of time trying to get more traffic. Fair. But at times, the problem is not having low traffic. Sometimes it's as easy as helping visitors figure out what is it they need. That's why at Tool Tester we're big fans of product recommendation quizzes. In fact, some e-commerce benchmarks suggest shoppers who finish a product quiz are 2 to 3 times more likely to place an order. And the average order value? Well, it tends to be higher too. Today I'll show you exactly how to build a simple product recommendation engine for your business. It's ideal for e-commerces, yes, but the same approach works for almost any type of business. Let's build your first product recommendation quiz right away. First, let me tell you something important. Many potential customers don't leave because they dislike your product or service. They're just simply confused and not sure which product is right for them. A quick quiz with 3 to 6 tailored questions combined with a recommendation engine that pairs users with the right products is a great way to help them decide and improve your conversions. And just as importantly, you also gain valuable information you can use to follow on those leads. We've partnered with InvolveMe for this video, and we will be using the funnel engine because it's one of the easiest to use, and clearly we like it as we use it for our own business. By the way, if you want to follow along with InvolveMe, they have a free plan you can use to start with. There is a link in the description and also a little discount code so you can start cheaper. Thanks InvolveMe for sponsoring this video. So what are we going to build exactly? I love coffee and one day I hope to have my own roaster and then sell it online to the world. I've designed a small e-commerce site with 4 coffee products, as you can see here, but when users land here they might not be totally sure of which coffee they should get. With InvolveMe we will prepare a quiz for them so they can answer a few questions and then get the coffee that suits their preferences. But wait, because it gets better. Because we'll collect the contact details, we can also set up an automation to follow up and remind them to buy again when they run out of coffee. So long story short, I will be doing 2 main things. The first one is to create the quiz, and the second one will be to make that quiz a bit smarter with an email automation to improve our conversions. But before getting started, please allow me to go and get a cup of coffee. Alright, now that I have my flat white, we are ready to get started. Once you log in into InvolveMe, this is going to be your backend. As you can see, you can create different workspaces. We have a few InvolveMe funnels that we use for our own website. I've created a new workspace for us here. And the next thing we need to do is just to start creating the funnel, pressing this button, and we can select one of the templates, start from scratch or create it with AI. I won't go into every single option when creating the quiz. We have a video tutorial on InvolveMe here that you can check, link in the description, but I'll give you a general overview. One little tip, you can always check InvolveMe templates and use them kind of like a blueprint. But generally speaking, starting with AI is normally a good option. They have a pretty useful AI assistant. I will just prompt a basic version of our quiz, telling the AI that I'll be building a quiz for a product recommendation. It has 4 questions. I go ahead and detail the questions, like what kind of flavor the user wants to buy. Then I tell InvolveMe what are the outcomes that I have available. Then I just need to go back and get started with the AI assistant. And a well-deserved coffee break for me. Okay, I have to acknowledge that I have cheated and I have created this funnel beforehand so you don't see me dragging around elements like an atta. So here is the quiz I created. As you can see at the bottom here you can find all the questions, and the last element of the quiz is just a contact form so we can collect leads. Then right here you can see the different outcomes. InvolveMe has a nice editor you can use to tweak things around. So you can edit the text here, I could change this image for something else. I can format any text I want, and then I can add things like CTA buttons. But that's not all, because InvolveMe has a lot of elements and you can create really custom designs. You just drag the element in the position you need it and edit it as you wish. But how does the system know which product to recommend? The way it works, you just go to your questions, that's the first one, and then you assign weights. And for that answer, dark chocolate, caramel and nuts, we select espresso blends and we assign it some points because it has a strong chocolate flavor. I'm gonna give it a 3. Then for the fruity and floral, I will pick the single origin and I'm gonna also give it a 3. Then the decaf does taste a lot like smooth, mellow and low acidity, so it's gonna be another 3. But you're not limited to one answer. For example, the single origin also has a bit of a chocolate flavor. We could add it to the answer and assign the point we think it deserves. In this case, I'm gonna go with the single origin for a 2 on flavor for dark chocolate. You would just need to go question by question, assigning points for each outcome, and at the end you can check them in this table to make sure everything is correct. We're ready to publish our quiz, and finally from the embed tab you can get the link or embed code you will need to add it to, for example, your website. There are a few options on how you want to integrate the quiz. I quite like the standard inline way. I would only need to copy these codes and embed it into my website, and as you can see I have it live here. Let's quickly take the quiz so you get an idea how it works. I feel like a fruity and floral coffee. I do need caffeine. I would say I want to treat myself, so I'm gonna get a premium bag. And I have a grinder at home, so whole beans is perfect for me. And then the recommendation engine will show me what is the best coffee for what I was looking for. The user will hopefully add it to the shopping cart and you'll get the conversion. Now that we started collecting leads with our product recommendation engine, we can go back to InvolveMe and see the responses we've been getting. As you can see, we've been collecting some emails, and that is the perfect chance to create an email automation that will boost our conversions. We head to email automations, and as you can see, I have one already created for this video. Let's check it out so you can see what it does. Every email or marketing automation starts with a trigger. In our case, we're gonna select when someone completes a submission of the funnel coffee match quiz. Then we added this conditional logic module here. There is 5 branches in this automation, 1 for each of the coffees we have, and the exit branch. If we examine one of the conditions, the logic's fairly simple. In our case, we want to select the outcome name and then match the name of the outcome expected for each branch. So for the first one, we match it to espresso blend, for the second one to single origin, for the third one for decaf, and for the fourth one for the starter bundle. Then each time our funnel is completed, the user will enter the flow this way, will come to this branch, and depending of the result, will receive one of the automation sequences. So the first thing we do is just right away send them an email with the outcome. And we say, hey, according to our product recommendation engine, the Midnight Espresso blend is the best for you. Here you have a link, go ahead and please buy it. We've done that for all of the coffees, as you can see. But I've decided that I want to add a second follow-up. As you can see here, we're gonna wait for 24 hours. You could change this to days or minutes and send a second email. In this case, the email is more about what the coffee is about, and then I send a couple of images related to it, and again the link to the coffee so they can buy it. I haven't done that for the other branches, so let's quickly do it. We add the wait time. We're gonna say we wait for 24 hours, and then we drag the send email node, delete all the content that's in there, and add the email copy we want. Let's quickly do this for the rest of the coffees. And we have now a pretty complete automation. But I still want to do a clever thing. I want to check if the user bought the coffee or not. A little disclaimer here, for this you might need to connect your e-commerce or CRM to InvolveMe. And what we are checking is if the user has purchased the product or it hasn't. If the user has indeed purchased the product, we'll go into the else branch and we wait for 23 days. And guess what? We're gonna offer more coffee to them. We're gonna tell them, hey, we see you enjoyed our coffee, we appreciate that, so here you go, we're offering you a 10% discount so you get a new bag. Because they already have coffee, that's why we wait those 23 days. But if they haven't bought any coffee yet, we're gonna wait 1 day instead. And this time we're gonna send the coupon code too, but just 24 hours after. Just to encourage them a little bit to go and buy our awesome coffee. Once your email automation is complete and everything kind of makes sense here, you activate the workflow and start testing it right away to make sure there's no issues with your logic. Please be aware that unless you change the settings, the sender address from your email automations with InvolveMe will be notreply@involveme.com, and the email your users will get will be like this one. If you wanted to change these, you need to go into your accounts, go into settings, and adding a new sender address and then email options. For this, you will need to use your own SMPT server. You can register with some providers like Brevo or MailerLite and fill in the information here. If you get stuck, you can always get the support team to help you out. Well, we built a product recommendation quiz, mapped the answers to outcomes, embedded it on our website, and added a clever follow-up email automation to increase conversions. Now I want to hear your idea. How are you going to use InvolveMe to help your business? Let me know in the comments. Please, if you liked the video, consider giving a thumbs up and subscribing to our channel to more videos like this. See you next time.